We're talking to Dr. Jodi Tommerdahl, Associate Professor of Mind, Brain, and Education. So Jodi, what are you teaching and how did you change your practice with this whole pandemic?
Well, things have changed quite a bit, especially because this semester I'm teaching linguistics classes, and a lot of them center on sounds, how we categorize sounds, sounds of different languages, sounds that children develop in certain orders. So it's one of those classes where normally there's a lot of sound making in class with great detail. So it's really turned things kind of upside down for a class like that.
So what have you done to help them either hear sounds or make sounds?
Well, the first thing I did a little bit outside of that was I started using a good textbook. What I had done before was more like putting together articles and doing lots of demonstrations in class. But what I did is I went to actually Dr. Cindy Kilpatrick at the UTA Linguistics department, and she recommended a textbook that she's been using. So I decided to start using a specific textbook that was very clear. And then I started adding in things like videos. So a lot of the activities that we did in class, like everybody going around and saying something, we can't really do anymore. The sound quality is so bad, and often we're asynchronous. So instead, we've really had to switch over. So instead of like a lecture that I would have given in class, I'm making screencasts of myself, sometimes with a PowerPoint, sometimes with me, sometimes making sound. So they're probably getting a little bit more receptive language than making their own productive language than they normally would.
That's
And another thing I've started doing is I teach the IPA, the International Phonetic Alphabet. So that's usually something I have up behind me in class, when I'm pointing at squares and I'm making the sounds. But luckily there are some fantastic online interactive IPA charts. So I direct my students to those, and then they can sit and they can just click on a symbol and hear the sound and practice as much as they want. So it could be that they'll do even better on that part of things just because of their ability to constantly practice.
Yeah, and I teach phonics, and I tell them, go in a room by yourself and make the sounds.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, like so that people don't think, what are you doing in there? But yeah, just making sounds.
Yeah, I remember hearing once, I can't remember who it was who said it. I think it was some linguist who said the people who are the best at learning foreign languages are the people who are not afraid of sounding stupid. And that has always been a big deal in my phonetics and phonology classes, that the first days of class, you have to get over this fear of sounding stupid, looking stupid. So we do lots. Well, actually, that's one thing we're not doing this semester. But what we did is I would stand up in the class and I would just make sounds from different languages, and they would just have to copy it the best they could. So there was really no right and wrong. They were doing it in a group. But yeah, I have to find a way to make up for that still.
Oh, that's great. I like all those activities, and I've seen you teach, so I know what you're talking about. Okay, well, good. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Tommerdahl.
Thank you, Dr. Semingson. It was a pleasure talking to you.